Before Steve Jobs died, he said he wanted to declare thermonuclear war on Google over its Android operating system. He believed that Google had stolen the product from Apple. Now that Apple has won a patent infringement lawsuit against Samsung, it may be ready to go after Google. Here to discuss this is Brian Chen from our technology desk.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Brian. Where do you think that Apple's going to take this? Are they emboldened by this big victory against Samsung?
You know, I think that's sort of the big question right now. So they basically won on almost every single patent infringement case against Samsung. And so now the question is, are they going to go after other players like HTC, Huawei, LG, all these other people make Android phones? So now that they have this victory here, I guess the question is, are they going to attack Android by attacking all the other manufacturers?
What do you mean by go after? I don't know. What does that mean?
File similar patent lawsuits against these other companies now that they've won against Samsung.
And do you think these companies are afraid?
I think they're definitely thinking, like right now, there are some features inside Android that were part of the entire patent lawsuit, like pinching to zoom is something that Apple won on, tapping to zoom in on the screen and so forth. So the question is, are they going to be modifying these features inside Android to try to like design around Apple's patents and not be pursued?
Is this sort of similar to what Apple did to Microsoft back, a few decades ago?
It's sort of similar in the case that Apple was accusing, Microsoft of copying. I think at the end of the day, those two companies cross-licensed their patents and came to a settlement, but that's definitely not the case of what happened with Samsung. Apple pretty much had a sweeping victory.
What if Steve Jobs was still around? Do you think he would be taking the similar course that Apple's taking, or more aggressive?
Steve, if he were still around, he'd probably take an even more aggressive stance than what they're doing right now. Like you said, in his book, he was claiming that he would wage war. He hasn't waged, or Apple has not waged war against Google yet, and I think people are saying that that would be an issue because Google gives away the Android operating system for free, so it'd be difficult to assess damages.
What do you mean by difficult to assess damages?
It'd be infringement in the case that it had to be contributory. So Google gives away the Android operating system. It would be difficult for Apple to claim that there are financial damages caused by that Google is benefiting from it financially.
So all these headlines, all these court stuff, what does it mean for the average consumer?
I think for the average consumer, the big question right now is, are the costs of Android phones going to rise as a result of Android manufacturers having to license patents from Apple? I think right now, a lot of people are guessing that the manufacturers are going to design around the Apple patents and avoid having to pay licenses.